Here, in a greatly simplified form, we have the four elements needed in every timepiece. A source of energy or power, a means of transmitting power, a dial to record the flow of power, and a way to control the power.
Hello, everyone. This is Jason Robinson, Illustration by Design. Welcome to this live stream. It's been a while since I've done a live stream on YouTube. It's been about 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yeah, about 2 weeks. So today I'm going to be working on a bunch of sketch cards. I'm doing X-Men and I guess talking about WhatNot, which platform I've been on for the last couple of weeks, trying out. Um, to sell some of my art, get my name out there a little more, and just to see how viable it is in terms of promoting myself and making money. So, but hope you guys are doing well. Hope you are warming up. Things are starting to thaw out around the country as spring slowly gets here. And yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Let's see. Let me try to figure out. Let's see. I've got this here. I'm looking at my YouTube thing, and I still don't quite know how to, despite having been on YouTube for years, I still don't know how to change the volume on YouTube on my tablet, other than actually changing the tablet. Let me just hit pause. There, that'll work. And then I will go back here. Let's see. If I play music, okay, that works. All right. Anywho, that works. So, and if anybody shows up, hopefully I will still be able to see them. Okay, cool. Great. Okay, cool. Well, but anyway, Whatnot has been going pretty well so far. Um, the past couple weeks, it was it's to me it's an odd platform because it doesn't really explain how to use it, and you kind of have to just dive in and start actively streaming in order to find out all the bugs in it as you're working. And my first live stream kind of blew up in my face as soon as I hit start. And luckily, there were people watching who helped walk me through it and and fix things. So I only spent the first half an hour completely destroying the stream. I actually ended up accidentally deleting it and then having to create an entirely new stream on the fly because I didn't it wasn't I didn't understand the different functions on Whatnot, and it didn't clearly explain to new users how certain functions work, like how to end the stream, how to start. I mean, I guess how to start the stream. You know, there's a big yellow button, but how to end the stream was completely hidden. Um, you know, I would hit buttons I thought would do certain things, they would do completely different things. So whatnot, it has a pretty, at least to my mind, it's not intuitive. It has a pretty high learning curve to it, and you, I spent a good week trying to figure out how everything worked, and maybe 10% of it actually worked. So I spent a lot of time, on ChatGPT asking questions, and all those questions I thought were answered, you know, ended up just sort of falling apart once I started actively using the app. So, um, but that said, once you get going, it's pretty effective in terms of selling things. If you look at it, it's mainly geared towards, I shouldn't say mainly, but it's highly geared towards auctions and selling things at a very fast pace. I've watched a bunch of auction streams with hundreds, sometimes thousands of people, and they'll have auctions that last literally a few seconds, like 3 to 5 second auctions, and they're just like spitting out product. Here's a sneaker, bid on it, and then you know 15 people will bid on it, and within 5 seconds, and it's just very fast paced. But the auctions can also go several minutes. My very first stream was an auction stream, and each piece, I was selling these sketch cards. Each auction lasted a minute and a half, just because I didn't have that many people watching. I probably had, maybe 7 people watching, and when you have that few number of people watching, you're not going to get a lot of bids because there's not a lot of competition. If there's only one person watching, you only there's no competition, so you're only going to get the lowest bid. The more people you have watching, the more bids you'll potentially have. So the faster pace it tends to go. So in terms of auctions on whatnot, they're fine if you have a lot of people watching. But if you don't have a large number of people watching your auctions, it's kind of you're pretty much just giving away whatever you're selling. Like I said, the fewer number of people who watch, um, the less amount of sort of bidding there'll be. So it's to your advantage to really only have auctions when you have large numbers of people watching. Like I said, I had 7 people watching, and I think I only had one item that bid above the base price, because there's no real benefit for anyone to bid higher if unless it's something like that's really valuable. If I were selling an iPad for like $5, then you'd have a lot of people watching and bidding. But for a drawing, from someone that they never even heard of, a lot of people won't be trying to outbid each other. So it wasn't you know it it's it was auctioning, unless you're selling something high value or unless you have high name recognition, is not a great value unless you start off the bid at a high number. And they kind of encourage you to start off at low numbers, just in order to get people to interact with the auction. um, I think the minimum bid on whatnot is $1, and I would not recommend anyone do that unless they're really selling something that a lot of people want, because you're going to just sell for $1. People are not going to raise that bid, much above $1, maybe $5, um, because they want the lowest cost item possible. I started my bids at $10, and then raised it to, I think, $15, and then went from there, because you should only really start your bid at something that you're willing to sell your item at. And I wasn't willing to sell on any of my art for for less than $10. Um, you know, I guess you could, but if you start the bidding at $1, you're just gonna be, like I said, giving away your artwork for $1 because no one's going to try to raise that price much higher than that. So if you're starting off with Whatnot, I encourage you to start off at a minimum bid of, you know, whatever whatever minimum you're willing to accept selling your art at. Um, if that's $1, that's fine. But you have to be comfortable with, you know, basically giving away your art for whatever that minimum is. So, yeah, each person's different. But I found that selling my art via auction on Whatnot is not probably the best way to do it. I tend to prefer setting a price and then selling the artwork for that price. And that worked out fairly well. And in terms of the auctions, I mean, I sold a number of cards. I think that first stream I sold 7 or 8 cards for between, I think it was between $10 and $18. So I made close to $100 that first stream. Whatnot does take a fair percentage out of your income. I think after taxes and everything, you end up losing about 13% of whatever you sell your item for. So, if you sell an item for $100, then you will end up losing around $13 of that amount. So you'll end up with a total profit of $87. Um, and that goes for pretty much across the board. So you have to sort of keep that in mind when you sell your items. If you want to make a certain amount, set your price for about 13% more than you're hoping to get. So that is probably the best thing to do. I mean, if you're hoping to get $100 out, from an item, you probably want to sell it for $113. Or, I mean, I'm not sure if that's exactly right, but sell it for 13% more than the amount that you are planning to get. But overall, it's a good platform. I mean, I think over the past 2 weeks, I've averaged about, in terms of sales, about $300 a week. So, and that's it's pretty good. I mean, it's a platform made for selling things. So the people on the platform specifically want to buy something. So that's what they're on the platform. So it's very effective if you have something to sell and it's something that people are interested in. Whatnot is a very good place to do it. I mean, it's very much like YouTube, but YouTube is not geared for selling things. It's geared for watching things. So people, like, I've been on YouTube since I think 2017. I haven't made any money on YouTube, because the people on YouTube are here to watch me draw, or watch cat videos, or watch whatever. Um, it's a viewing platform, not so much a platform for people to buy things. So people tend not to buy things, which is fine. But for someone like me, or anyone who wants to sort of make money, Whatnot has been pretty effective over the past couple of weeks for me. Um, you know, I, YouTube has a very high bar you have to cross in order to potentially make money here, and you have to work your butt off or have something so interesting that a ton of people watch it. Um, so unless you have those things, you're not going to make any money on YouTube. Just because they make it so difficult. I mean, I think you have to have 4,000 watch hours every year. And it doesn't, and to some people that may not sound like a lot, but that's a ton of watch hours. Um, in addition to having, I think 500 subscribers, and I have over 1,000 subscribers, but I don't have, tons of watch hours. So, excuse me, need more water. But it's so hard to get that number of. No, sorry, let me get a drink first. Mm. Ooh, my goodness. Hmm. Hmm. Ah, ooh. It's so difficult to get high rates of watch hours on YouTube that it's next to impossible to ever make money here, um, unless your YouTube channel is super popular. So um, I found that WhatNot has been very very effective, much more preferable in terms of selling things, selling art, selling sneakers, selling comic books, selling whatever. Um, so no, I've enjoyed WhatNot quite a bit. I can go on there, and I have a pretty good chance of making over $100 every time I stream on WhatNot. Um, whereas on YouTube, I'm pretty much I'm guaranteed not to make any money again until I cross that next to impossible threshold YouTube has set up. So, um, but no, it's worked out well. I mean, I've sold a bunch of sketch cards, and surprisingly for me, I mean, I've I've sold a lot of not a lot. I've sold a couple of sketch covers, um, which are basically blank covers. Oh, I guess I can show you one like this. This is what I mean by by a blank sketch cover. It's a comic book, but with a completely blank front and back cover, and then you, as the artist, can draw on it. And so people apparently want art, want artists to draw on these sketch covers, and uh, and I've gotten a couple of commissions. Actually, I got a third commission today um, from the same guy, wanting me to draw various characters on these blank covers, and it's a cool thing. I guess it's a cool thing for me as an artist, but it's a cool thing for the client as well. And yeah, and it's been a great way to to make money, selling my art that I previously had never even thought about. So it's pretty cool. So I'll keep doing WhatNot. Right now I'm doing it on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're not doing so already, make sure to follow me on WhatNot, and you can check it out and watch me draw live, just like I do here. It's the same thing that I do here, except I make money there. That's the only that's the main difference. It's pretty much the exact same stuff that I do here on YouTube that I've been doing on YouTube for years, except on WhatNot it's actually profitable. On YouTube it's interesting. I guess it's fun, but it's but again, if your goal or if one of your goals is to make money or to profit from what you're doing, um, whatnot is much better. So if you're an artist, I encourage you to check out whatnot. Give it a shot. You have absolutely nothing to lose, and you have a whole lot of fans and money to gain by uh, by adding whatnot to your social media repertoire. Um, let's see. I guess I can try that. But anyway, yeah. So I'm working on some more sketch cards for whatnot right now. I'm working on a bunch of X-Men ones. As you can tell, it's probably that's Nightcrawler. We got Cyclops. We got Colossus. Oops, Colossus. We got Magic, Dark Phoenix, and Beast. So I'll be inking these up, and I'll be selling them on Whatnot. So I'll still be streaming here on YouTube, but I mean, I'm gonna try to stream on YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna try a couple of times a week, and then and then a few times a week on Whatnot. So we'll see how it goes. I was planning on streaming sooner than now on YouTube again, but it's just hey, Amy, how you doing? But Whatnot, like I said, is just markedly more beneficial for me because again, I make money on Whatnot. I don't make any money here on YouTube, so I just have not been streaming on YouTube recently. So, but I will continue streaming here, and I'll just try to do it more frequently than I've been doing the last couple of weeks. How you doing, Amy? Branish Crosby's here. How you doing? Says get home safe and have a slice for me. I don't understand what that means. I do not understand what that means. Are there things that I'm missing? Any let's see, I'm watching live chat. Any chats I'm missing? Let's see. Top messages. All messages. Oh, okay. Got it. Amy Lester said, doing all right, picking up some pizza and driving home. Want to hear how WhatNot is doing when I'm not out in the thick of this school traffic. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, thanks, YouTube. YouTube wasn't showing me all the messages. I was like, what's going on? I need to get some pizza. I haven't had pizza in a while. Maybe I'll get some tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Maybe I'll get some tomorrow. I will think about it. How you doing, Grant? Hopefully you're doing well. Take Ferret's here. How you doing? Good seeing you. Yes, like and share, please. been a while since I've been on streaming on YouTube. A couple of weeks. Like and share. Hit the like button. Give this live stream a thumbs up. Just turned 54 on the 16th, says Grandish Crosby. Cool. You're catching up to me.
Right in the cabinet. Is it okay with you, sir? Sure, kids. Go ahead. Thank you. Pick something groovy, Alex.
Grant says, yeah, I have to watch what I eat during the week, but allow some leeway on the weekend. Yeah, I have to watch what I eat now too, which kind of stinks, but you know, I don't I want to live to be 115, so I have to start watching what I eat now. Oh, I forgot. Let me show you some of the stuff I've been working on WhatNot. I guess mainly the sketch covers. You guys have seen, a large number of the sketch cards I did just because I did them here on YouTube. Well, I guess here's some of them. Here's some more in case you haven't seen them. These are the ones that have not sold yet. And then I have a few more. Can I get them out? Oh, yeah. I have a couple more. Ah, everything's falling apart. I have these two. So, but I sold about, I think 7 or 8 of them I sold. And then, oops, everything's falling apart. Dagnabbit. I sold a couple of sketch covers as well. I'll have to show them. I'll have to show them on screen via my computer because one of the things with WhatNot is that when you sell something, whether it's art or you sell, you know, a T-shirt or whatever, you have to mail it to the customer within 2 days. And it's sort of a safeguard to make sure that you actually fulfill your sales. So all my sketch covers have been mailed off to the clients. So I'll hold on 1 second. I'll share the screen.
that never find the sea. Roads go ever, ever on, under cloud and under star. Yet feet that wandering have gone will turn at last to home afar. Over snow by winter sown, and through the merry flowers of June, over grass and over stone. Let's see, hold on. Under the mountains in the moon, roads go ever, ever on, over rock and under tree. My caves where never sun has shone, by streams that never find the sea. Okay, there you go. That's the first sketch cover that I did. So basically, the person wanted a drawing of Spawn fighting Conquest from Invincible. Can I zoom in on that? Hold on. I'm not sure if I can or not. Oops. Uh-oh. Messed up. Give me a second. Why is this all right. Give me a second. This is remove that. Share window. Stop. Share screen. Allow. Finally. Great Scott. All right. Let me arrange this. That work? This work? All right, let's see. Close that. Let's see. How do I close that? Annoying. Um, I don't know. All right, there we go. I guess that's okay. Yeah. So basically, the client wanted me to draw Spawn versus Conquest from Invincible, and that's what I did. He pretty much gave me free reign to have them doing whatever. So I just drew them fighting over a some sort of like lava pit or over hell, and just went from there. So
And this particular client is very much into drawing like battle damaged characters. So he wanted them really kind of beating up on each other. So that's what I did. It was fun, and did it over the course of 2 days. And he's very open to whatever. So which is very cool. So that was the first one I did, and then he asked me to do another one with uh hold on. Okay, that's showing. There we go. Yeah, with Doomsday versus Omni Man from Invincible. So that's it right there. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any Invincible covers, blank covers. Um, all I could find was Batman. But he was fine with me doing it on a Batman cover. Um, but that's kind of the hard part, finding blank covers that sort of fit the characters um, that the clients want me to draw on. So I found one today. He wants me to do a new one with Invincible versus the Punisher, but he wanted it on a Punisher sketch cover. But they're very hard to find. I mean, I found one on eBay, but it cost over $20. So, he said he was happy to pay the cost of the book. So I said, okay. So I ordered it. So once the book gets here, I'll do that sketch cover for him. So yeah. So it's going pretty well. The whatnot's going fairly well, and sort of commissions I'm getting from it are fun. Stuff like that. Superheroes fighting other superheroes. You know, it's cool stuff. Um, Alpha Proto says, "Dang, people don't want drawings on Bristol board anymore." I guess not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I offered them on whatnot, but no one has asked me to do like, I mean, other than sketch cards, like these little tiny things. No one's asked me to do like a 6x9 or a 9x12 drawing on Bristol board. I offer them, but they want sketch covers, which is fine. I don't mind. Um, but you know, so it's what people want. So um, let's see. I missed a whole bunch of these. um, Ranch probably says, "Glad whatnot seems to be working out." Yeah, no, it's working out pretty well so far. Um, Tank Ferris says, "Got to bounce back to Dadland and get tonight's turkey and potato chowder grilling." Um, our pro says, "I love the angles. Blacks are spotted very well. Keeps the eye active." Okay, good. Oh, Amy got home. Good. I've said the only reason I would want a sketch card is because of my budget. That's fine. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I try to offer things that are a pretty wide range of budgets, so even someone like me can afford it. But you know, um, I mean, the sketch covers obviously cost more, but I'm happy if people want them. That's awesome. So more sketch covers, please. But I mean, I am surprised that no one wants even the sketch cards. The only sketch cards I've sold have been the ones at auction for like $10. So it's like, I don't know. It's I don't know. I mean, like you can't predict, what people are going to buy. At the same time, I mean, I see tons of people selling sketch cards for quite a bit more than mine. So, I think it's just time. As people as I'm on there longer and people sort of, I guess, get to know me in a sense or get to know my work, they'll they'll order more stuff. So I'm not too worried about that. Let's see. Where now I've already gotten lost. Hold on. Um, is that it? Oh yeah, okay, I'm back. I'm back. Okie dokie. Um, Amy says I actually did my last series of paintings on cardboard from old Amazon boxes. Oh, cool! I got featured in the show. Very cool. Not technically Bristol though. I used to use tempera paints on cardboard when I was a kid. Says Alpha. Isn't tempera paint made of like egg yolk? Okay, yeah, I'm on screen. Okay, I think this one's done. Find my, what's right size? Need a 2. That's a 1. That's a brush pen. That's another brush pen. 3. What is this? 2? Yeah, I found it. Whoa, wait, I'm not done. My mistake. I'm not quite done yet. Though prices eggs are wouldn't be as cheap as it was. Eggs are cheap now. I just got 18 I got 18 eggs for like $4.34 or 35 cents just the other day. 18 extra large eggs. It's a lot cheaper than it was a year ago. Like a year ago, it was costing me close to $9 for the same number of eggs. All right. I think that's good. All right. And she'll sign it. There you go. Nightcrawler is done. Who's next? I guess Beast is next. And it's supposed to be upside down, so. He looks a little weird though. Let's see if I can fix him. Hmm. Okay. Okie doke. Oh wow, 8 people are watching. Holy mackerel. Hey, everybody, hit the like button if you would, and follow me on WhatNot. I think the link is pinned to the top of the chat. And again, if I get over 10 people watching during the stream, I will give away a free piece of art. So share out the stream. Didn't even think about that. Unfortunately, it's only for people in the United States because the postage rates are humongous overseas. So if you live in the United States, um, then you are eligible for a free piece of art if I get over 10 people watching during this live stream. Ah, 2 people left. I scared them off. I know, I always do that. And Probably says, well, at least I still have Jason's artwork from Nasser's book. Cool. Maybe we should try to sell those on Whatnot. Those books I did for Nasser. I have a whole bunch of them. Just sort of gathering dust. Excuse me. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I will post links to that on my Whatnot page and see if anybody is interested in buying some of Nasser's books. It's pretty much the only thing I have to sell, really, other than original art. So, how do I start this? Uh, Let me stay in one place. That would help. Hey, Ice Queen, how you doing? I'm doing well. I'm working on some sketch cards for my WhatNot um, channel. Go follow me on WhatNot. It's where I've been selling artwork there for the last couple of weeks. It's been going pretty well. So I usually stream on WhatNot on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. So I'll be back there tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been trying to do it on the weekend too. Last couple of weeks I did it on Sunday. This week I'll probably be on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying warm. Oh, cool. Thank you very much. Afro says I've got the book somewhere. What book? What book? Oh, the Nasser book. Okay, cool. Yeah, hopefully Nasser will have a chance to do more comic books in the future. I think he for him it doesn't make sense financially for him unless there's actual buyers or demand out there. So I think that's been his main issue. Not enough people were buying his books. So I mean, I think he would only have like towards the end. He was only having. I can't remember. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to justify the cost of printing. So he should do it for the love of the game. Nasser's not rich, so he can't afford to just spend money printing out books that few people are buying. He has to remember to market his stories. Yeah, yeah. I think also, I mean, Ethan was actively hurting his campaigns, sort of talking him, making fun of him and stuff and stopping people from purchasing his stuff. So I don't. It's not for lack of trying by Nasser. Totally. I think a large part of it was just like a lot of people who used to support him sort of turning on him, and then you know people not buying his books as a result. So, which is unfortunate because Nasser has potential to be a decent writer. And his books were in some ways were better than a lot of a lot of the bigger names who were selling stuff. So it's a shame. Nasser didn't like, and probably says Nasser didn't like to speaking to the chat during his live stream, so I eventually stopped watching and buying his books. Yeah, you have to talk to your chats. I mean, I mean, I'm I'm not the most gregarious person out there, but you know, you have to interact with people. That's kind of a kind of a given. I mean, if you want people to interact with your product, you have to interact with them. You have to be willing to, you know, just share some of yourself with them. I mean, you don't have to be their best friends, but I mean, you have to at least acknowledge they exist and show them some attention. So yeah, I'm still working on that. Still working on that part of self promotion. Stay. Ah, I said stay. Damn it. Stay. 9 people were watching. Ah, oh, no, 6 people were watching. Okay, never mind. I thought it said 9. I was getting excited. And probably says, "You're cool, Jason. Shame there aren't more viewers checking you out." Yeah, I mean, I would love more viewers to check me out, but again, it's just I don't I don't know. I mean, it's just whatever. If there was some magic formula to get people to watch me, I would use it. I wish I knew it. I don't know if it's the algorithm or it's just I have no idea. I've been on YouTube for since 2017 with this channel, and I still have not figured it out. So share out the stream. Tell people down around. I mean, that's another cool thing about WhatNot is it did. I mean, it's been pretty easy for me to make money on it without having to have a gazillion followers and being there such a short time. I mean, I was making money on WhatNot in the first hour, so it was compared to YouTube. You don't have to be Ethan Van Sciver on WhatNot in order to make money. On YouTube, you kind of have to. So, which kind of stinks. I mean, in some ways, it encourages you to keep sort of pushing yourself on YouTube in order to get to a certain level where people will watch you, or people will you'll get to a point where you can monetize your videos and stuff. So I guess that's good on YouTube. I mean, it sort of pushes you past your comfort zone and forces you to try to do better. But after several years, that gets old pretty fast. So I was very happy to see that amount of sort of work wasn't required on WhatNot. So I'll keep streaming on YouTube, just to because YouTube is by far probably the most well-known video-based streaming platform out there, and it's a great way to self-promote. But that's pretty much for me. It's pretty much the main use YouTube has to just promote my work and let people know that I'm here, and where people can actually watch me draw. I mean, there's no profit in it for me other than exposure, which is good. Exposure is great. So hopefully more people will watch me on YouTube, and then from there, I can point them to WhatNot, and then they can buy my stuff on WhatNot. I mean, they can buy it here too, but I've never. I don't think I've ever gotten any commissions on YouTube. Maybe a couple, but I can't remember them. And probably says, I see you sometimes on CG live streams. Surprised you didn't mention on the chat that you have a YouTube channel for others to subscribe to. Yeah, it's on one. They don't really encourage. They kind of discourage you on Comicsgate live streams from really pushing yourself, pushing your own channel. I mean, they'll time you out if you start doing that on some channels. I mean, unless you're a mod, and I'm not a mod on any of the channels. So yeah. Ice Cream says, yeah, you should advertise yourself more. Yeah, I mean, if you can think of a way I can do that without getting banned, let me know. It's like a fine line between promoting yourself and I mean, I guess like a super chat. Some of these larger Comicsgate channels, but I don't feel like giving other artists money to promote my own stuff. It's not worth it to me. It's just I'm making them rich, and and these guys are already rich. Ethan doesn't need $5 from me unless I'm buying one of his books. So I mean, most people know that I draw in Comicsgate. They kind of know that I have a YouTube channel, so I'm not, eh. I'm not gonna sweat too much about it. So that said, I encourage everybody to watch my channel and to follow me and subscribe to me here on YouTube. Now, if I had an actual comic book, I might super chat one of those big channels, because then I would want them to promote my book. But I don't have any books right now, so. But I'm glad you guys are here. I appreciate you guys. You're trying to attract their attention, so I can understand why they prefer you didn't mention your channel without a super chat. Yeah, no, I understand it too. It can be annoying. If like on this channel, if I had someone like constantly, advertising their channel, I mean, I probably wouldn't mind. But if if I had I don't know, like Ethan numbers, 130,000 subscribers, and there's someone constantly trying to promote their own channel, I'd probably want them. They can do it, but they'd have to pay me to do it. So I understand it. I'm just not willing to do that. I'm not that desperate for more viewers. I mean, I've been on YouTube for 9 years. You know, so I'm not, I'm used to not having a ton of viewers. So if more come, that's awesome. But I'm not going to cry about it. If like, 3 people watch me, I'm used to it. That's fine. I'm happy whoever watches it, even if I'm the only person watching me while I live stream. I'm fine. I mean, that's the thing. You have to kind of. I think that's the thing about YouTube. You have to have a pretty thick skin and not worry about how many people are watching you. I would like it if more did, but it's not. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point of live streaming if you're going to be shattered by no one watching you, then you probably shouldn't be live streaming. There has to be another reason for you to live stream. I mean, for me, it's just the I don't know why do I live stream. Well, the main reason I live stream is I guess it's for practice because I need to practice sort of interacting with people. I'm not I'm not an extrovert, so for me it's good practice and it's good self promotion for my art. So those are the motivations for me to live stream. Very few people watch. I have 4 people watching right now, and that's actually more than usual. Yeah, I usually have you know 4 or less people watching me, but the videos are on here forever. So someone might show up in 10 years and see my videos, and it's like, ah, cool. Who's this guy? And they might watch it. Cool. I've just promoted my work to one more person. So, but yeah, YouTube is no guarantee of instant fame and recognition. So you kind of have to accept that going in. Let's see. Collaborations help. Yes, they do. I don't really. I'm trying to think of who I could collaborate with. I used to collaborate with some people. I've done a few with John Dillard in the past. Um, I did some with Matt Cosson, but Matt Cosson's not really on YouTube anymore. Of course, I did some with Nasser when we were working on our book. I've done them. Yeah, and they definitely do help. So, I still do stuff like drawn and quartered with Mike Miller. Um, Although he hasn't, he obviously hasn't done it since he had his stroke. Um, uh, it's been about a month actually. Was it a month? No. It's a couple weeks, few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So we haven't had drawn and quartered in about 3 weeks, but yeah, I know. Yeah, Matt Constant streams are cool. He's on WhatNot now, so he does draw streams there again because he makes money doing it. I mean, he does really well on WhatNot. Um, you guys should definitely check out Matt Cosson on WhatNot. Check out, um, yeah, Mike's getting better. It's just going to be slow because again, he had a strokes, but he's drawing again. He's drawing and selling his work on WhatNot too. That guy's a machine. He's crazy. Um, I would watch. This is after a stroke. He was doing live streams where he was working for hours on end. Doing these beautiful covers after a stroke. I mean, the guy is like he's a very very cool guy. Um, but follow Mike on WhatNot. I think his name is Mike S. Miller Art on WhatNot. Follow Matt Cosson on WhatNot. It's just Matt Cosson, one word, Matt Cosson. Um, Elliot Fernandez is there. He's under Jerkmonger. Um, Who else is there? Gary Shipman is there. I think he's under Gary Shipman Art. So follow all those guys. Oh, Kevin Sharp is on there. Kev Hulk 73. So follow all those guys on Whatnot. They would love to see you. And again, they just do drawing streams like this, like me. And then then people show up and they buy their art. It's very cool. It's a very cool platform. Alpha Pro says, "May the stroke unlock something in his brain." And probably says, "What's WhatNot?" WhatNot is a sales app, and it's also online. Just go to whatnot.com. But the focus is on selling products. For someone like me, I'm selling my art. So I sell these sketch cards on Whatnot and sketch covers, like these blank sketch covers. People will commission me to draw characters on these blank sketch covers. So, and you set the price, but it's geared for people who want to buy stuff. So, Mike Miller and Matt Costin and a bunch of other guys have been badgering me to do it. They've been encouraging me to do it for months, and I just said no, I don't want to do it because I want to focus on YouTube. I want to focus on building that audience. And so I didn't do it for months, and then finally, but I would watch their streams. I would watch their Whatnot streams, even though I wasn't on it myself, and I would just see them selling just tons of art. And after a while, it's just like, it's like I don't want to add another social what is it called, social media platform for me to be on, because it's I'm already I'm kind of sick of social media and having to sort of keep up all these social media accounts at the same time, and so I didn't want another one. But I find Decide is just it's like what's the worst that can happen? I won't make any money on it. I'm already not making money, so through social media, so I might as well try it, and I might make money. That's that. Upside is I'll make money. Worst thing that can happen is I won't make money. I'm already not making money. So I went on Whatnot. I think beginning of this month. Like I think my first day was on February 3rd, and I sold almost $100 worth of stuff that first day. $100 worth of art, and so I just kept doing it, and I think I've averaged like about $300 a week in sales over the past 2 weeks, which is great. That's money I would not have made if I hadn't gone on to Whatnot. And it's the exact same thing as here. It's just me just drawing on camera and chatting with the chat. That's it. And then people will, depending on how you set up your stream, people will either bid on your art or they'll just buy it outright for a flat price, and then that's it. Let's see. Alfredo says, "I've heard about people having a stroke and being able to speak different languages, stuff like that." Yeah, Mike can now speak Jive. So, like on airplane on the movie Airplane, Mike can speak Jive now. That's a superpower. Alfredo says, "Once my comics released, I think I will start using Whatnot. I'm a nobody now, but one day I will be a somebody. I'm a nobody. Nobody knew me from Adam on Whatnot. It has nothing to do with really you. That's the thing. That's the good thing about Whatnot as opposed to YouTube. On YouTube, you'll get a lot of viewers if you're a name like Ethan, whereas someone like me who's not a name, I won't get I won't get 1% of his subscribers or viewers. But on Whatnot, they don't care. They don't have to know who you are. All they care about is what you're selling. And if you sell something that is of interest to them or they find appealing, they'll buy it. So no one knew who Gary Shipman was when he went on there. No one knew who Mike Miller was, and no one knew who Matt Costin was. All they care about is your art. or whatever. If you're selling sneakers, if you're selling jerseys, if you're selling, I don't know, paint by numbers, whatever. What they care about is the product, not you. Well, they care about you in a sense. You have to be likable, I guess. But the main thing they care about is the product. So Alpha Pro says, but you worked on Spawn, but nobody knows that. Nobody knows that on Whatnot. I think a few people know it now, but they didn't know it to begin with. They just saw my art. So yeah, they don't. It doesn't matter. Grant probably said, "Say blood, give me five, your mama get down." Yes, that's one of the best scenes in that movie. The one with what was her name, Barbara Billingsley. That was so funny. I love that movie. Alpha Rose says it's Black History Month. Have you tried to leverage the race card? I thought about doing that. How would you leverage the race card on on Black History Month? I don't think I've ever leveraged the black. Was it the race card? It's kind of a I consider it the Joker of the deck. It's like if you have to leverage the race card, you've already lost. Oh, support black-owned businesses, help a brother out. Yeah, that never works on me. If you have to say that, then your product probably isn't good to begin with. So I'm probably not going to do that. Help a brother out. Let's see. People love talking about the first black whatever. You can say you were the first black artist to work on Spawn. I don't know if I was. I have no idea. I don't I have no idea what other artists worked on Spawn before me. I mean, the other artists who worked on those toys, they could have been black. I have no idea. And it's so funny because half the artists that I like growing up were black. I had no idea. I mean, 'cause they didn't have Wizard or and all those different magazines back in the 70s or even 80s. I guess maybe late 80s. But I never knew what those artists look like. Like once in a blue moon, they might show a picture of one of the artists in Marvel bullpens in the back of a comic book, but Marvel comic. But outside of that, I didn't have a clue. Doesn't matter if you were, you can just say it. Yeah, nah, I don't think so. I've never found those appeals to those appeals not only never worked on me, they turned me off because they focus on things that don't matter. Like who is it? I guess it's John Delarose always says like the first Hispanic blah blah blah. It's like I don't care. I just it's like is your work good or not? That's all I care about. It's like I don't care if Nasser is his family is from the Middle East somewhere. It's like I don't care. I care. Is your work good? That's all I care about. I mean, all the other sort of what was it called? Um, not social. It's not social justice. It's identity politics. All that identity politics nonsense is just nonsense to me. Just just create good work and I'll support it. Vimri says it's called stupidity. Yeah, yeah, you can call it that too. It's kind of it's just kind of shallow and dumb. If you're a woman, make good stuff. If you're a guy, make good stuff. Whatever. It's like it shouldn't even be it. You shouldn't even have to mention it. It's like I always admired what's her name, DC Fontana, I think her name is. She was one of the major writers for the original Star Trek show, back in the '60s, and that was her pen name, DC Montana or Fontana, I can't remember, but she created it so that no one would know that she was a woman, and they wouldn't judge her based on her gender. And I thought that was smart. I didn't know. I just thought she was a great writer. It just sort of takes that whole thing out of the equation. And it's like nowadays you have comic book writers whose whole focus is, I'm a I'm a handicapped transgender, you know, XYZ. And it's like it completely that's their complete focus as a writer, as opposed to just being a great writer. And you can tell because the writing usually stinks. So they're more concerned about everybody knowing, who they're sleeping with, or like, how many genders they have, than being able to write a coherent, entertaining story. And that's why I don't buy their books. Branch Crosby says, "All I know is if I'm a passenger on a plane, I don't want the pilot to be an artist. I prefer a pilot." Yeah, yeah. Just focus on focus on doing your job. Huh. Pro says Jesse Jackson died yesterday. Rip Jesse Jackson. He's kind of a jerk, but you know, rest in peace. Um, Alpha Pro says he would have bought your art, maybe. He never bought a piece of my art. That's okay. I wasn't waiting by the phone for him to call. He was less about equal rights and more about money and power. Exactly. That's why I can't. It's like, I mean, the guy's obviously a historical figure, just because he's every he's part of Martin Luther King's crew back in the day. But the guy was a complete race hustler. and I had like very little respect for him. The guy. I don't want to. I don't want to go on a rant. I have my own thoughts about Jesse Jackson, and not a lot of them are good thoughts. So I'll leave it at that. Hmm. 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 Sorry, keep hitting the camera. Yeah, that looks good. He's supposed to be upside down, so. That's pretty good. It's a beast. How do I sign this? Let me see here. 5 people are still watching. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Sign at the bottom. There you go. Beast. 2 down. 4 more to go. Who's next? Who is this? Ah, Dark Phoenix. Kind of looks like Kathy Griffin on a good day. Stay. Yes, oh my stars and garters. Yes, yes. How can you tell it's Dark Phoenix? It's covered in flames, and she has an evil grin. I guess it could be Johnny Storm after a sex change. Maybe. Or I guess it could be Nova, but well. I say it's Dark Phoenix. Let's see. It's cool you do not leverage your identities to crush to sell your art. It's stupid using something you had no say in as a substitute for genuine creativity. Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense to me because I mean either you're good at what you do or you're not, and you know you you relying on people feeling some sort of sympathy for you because of something that's completely unrelated to your art. To me is dumb and lazy, and I don't know. I don't want to say cheating. It's just stupid. It to me it just tells me that you're not good at what you do. I'd like to think that I'm good at what I do. So people who are good at what they do don't have to do that. Yeah, I would definitely use being short to sell my art if I made art. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, sure. I don't know. I've seen people defending Wolverine being short a little too much. I like Wolverine being short. I mean, I thought that was the whole point of him being called Wolverine, because Wolverines are like small animals, but they're mean. If he's tall, it's like it's kind of defeats the purpose of calling him Wolverine. You know, um, so I want Wolverine to be short. Um, I, I guess in the movies it's different because it's hard to find someone, I guess, who fits that bill. But in the comics, I don't want to see a 6 foot tall Wolverine. I want Wolverine to be drawn as shorter than average. You know, I want him to be between 5'3" and 5'6" in the comics. I want him noticeably shorter than Spider-Man, than Cyclops, than Captain America. I don't want him looking any of those guys in the eye unless they're on their knees after he's like gutted them. So to me, it's kind of important that he be short in the comics, at least. I would like him to be short in the movies, but you know, finding an actor who can be believable as Wolverine. I mean, most actors tend to be short anyway, so you'd have to find an actor who is noticeably shorter than the other short actors in a movie. I think Robert Downey Jr. is like 5'8". Tom Cruise is 5'7". You'd have to find an actor shorter than them to play Wolverine. Maybe I know Daniel Radcliffe's name has popped up just because he is short. He's like 5'5", but you want an actor who's short like that. One guy who I wanted to play Wolverine, but I think he's too old now, is James Caan's son. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He was in the Hawaii Five-O remake TV series. That guy's short. He's like 5'5", I think, 5'4", 5'5", but he's tough. He looks tough. I thought he would have made a good Wolverine. Um, and he's like stocky, and he's muscular. He would have been good. So, but he's probably too old now. I don't know. I don't know. But guys like that. Yeah, exactly. And probably most actors are short in Hollywood are short. So you'd have to find someone shorter than the average short actor, but not Danny DeVito. I mean, like back. I mean, I always thought that Mel Gibson would have made a good Wolverine, back in the '80s or '90s. But he'd have to be his co-stars would have to be taller, and I think he's like 5'9" or something. Afro says, I don't mind a character like Wolverine being in his 40s. It's just that most heroes are not in their 50s. That would be a short window. Chris Hemsworth was 25 when he was cast as Thor. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, when Hugh Jackman was cast as Wolverine, he was 32, I believe. So, he's been able to carry it for the last 25 years. Um, but he's getting they did joke about him playing the character till he's 90, but he's getting towards the end of his viable casting as a character. Um, for a character that's not supposed to age, you know, he looks quite a bit different than he did back in 2000. So And probably says, do you find draw streams boring to watch? Me? No. I like watching draw streams. I I find them entertaining and kind of exciting because I love watching people draw. Like okay, I'll use Ethan for an example. Ethan does tons of live streams. The only live streams of Ethan's that I enjoy watching are his draw streams because I love watching him draw. I love seeing artwork come to life from nothing. Watching Ethan draw, the guy is a phenomenal artist. You know, regardless of what you may think of what he, you know, his opinions or whatever. The guy's a really, I mean, technically he may not like be a perfect artist, but he's a very skilled artist. I enjoy watching him a lot, watching him drawing. When he starts doing his other live streams, like his what are they called, trash casts, I don't even waste a time watching them because to me it's just, it bores me. You know, the first couple times it was okay, it's entertaining, it's funny, whatever. He's been doing it for years now. It bores the heck out of me. But I love his draw streams. The last several days he's just been doing draw streams. I love it. I wish he'd keep doing them. So oh, you didn't mean to type that in all caps. But yeah, no, I love draw streams. I love like watching like manga artists draw. I get a lot. Maybe because I'm an artist, I enjoy them. I learn a lot from watching other artists draw. I love watching Mike Miller draw, especially when he inks. You should. I mean, for someone who like me, who is not a great inker, I mean, I can go over my pencils with inks, but it's not necessarily good inking. Watch Mike Miller ink. That guy is extremely skilled at inking. Um, so no, I love draw streams. The person doesn't have to talk. I don't care if they don't say a word. I just want to watch them draw. So no, I'm not bored by them. Hopefully that answers the question. Why is this boring? Is this draw stream boring for you? I'm sorry. This is the only entertaining thing I can do. Unfortunately, I'm not a great I'm not a great humorist. I'm not a great conversationalist. So all I have to offer you guys in terms of entertainment is my drawing. So hopefully you're somewhat entertained by it. If you are, please hit the like button. And if you're not, please hit the like button. And please also follow me on WhatNot if you would. I appreciate it. The link is in the top of the chat. I hear some, and probably says not at all. I hear some people say that draw streams are boring. It does reflect on the shrinkage of views of bigger creators. Okay, I guess. I mean, some people might find them boring. I mean, I'm sure some people find a lot of things boring that other people are excited by. So there's no real way to change that. I'm bored largely by sports. I don't find sports interesting much at all. Football, boring. Basketball, really boring. Baseball, somewhat interesting. Um, you know, so I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just everyone has different interests, so you won't be able to please everybody. So I would say don't waste too much time trying. But I encourage you, if you are an artist, don't stop doing draw streams because you are you're depriving viewers of one of your greatest talents. Hockey? No, not at all. Oh gosh, you know what? It's like I probably would not mind hockey, but the thing that people love or tend to love the most about hockey, I hate. I hate I hate the fights in hockey because fighting is not a part of the sport. It's become a part of the sport just because people like watching guys pummel each other. But I hate. To me, it's no. I hate it when how do I put this? If beating each other up isn't part of the game, it shouldn't be allowed in the game, and it should not be a part of the game. Am I making sense? Probably not. Yeah, well, I don't like hockey for that reason because they allow fighting when fighting is not part of the game. So if it was just straight up just hitting the puck, making goals, I'd probably be fine with hockey. But I mean, it's like imagine football, and half of football was just guys getting into brawls during instead of playing the game. It's the same thing for me. It's like why am I watching this? I mean, if I want to watch that stuff, I'll watch MMA. So which is fine. MMA is about fighting, so fight. I don't want to watch MMA and then like half of the game is them like not stopping the fight to I don't know play hopscotch. That's not part of the sport. So don't do it. Hmm. swear, need tape on the back of these cards. Maybe I should just do that. Give me a second. Got some removable tape, and I will stick it to the back of this card so that it will stop sliding down the dag-nabbed light board. Stick, stick. There we go. It's at least somewhat tacky. There. There. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Awesome. All right. Now. Grant Crosby says, just went down a rabbit hole tracking down a short comic book hero. I remembered. Oh, it turned out to be Grunge. Oh, yeah, Grunge. Yeah. Gen 13. Well, but Marvel had a Gen X, Generation X, which is very close to Gen 13 in terms of the name. So, yeah, Gen 13 was a good comic. I mean, the only really memorable ones were Grunge and Fairchild, the tall redhead. The other two were just like, forgettable. You had the pyrotechnical guy, the redhead, and then you had the lesbian Indian girl who. What was her power? I can't remember her powers. Wasn't it like water powers? There was like rainfall or something. Was her name? I can't remember. I was like, that was 30 years ago. Was it? Yes, 30 years ago. Gen 13. I mean, it's a good comic, but I kind of lost interest fairly fast. I think they made an animated movie based on it. I don't think it was a TV. I think they made an animated movie, and it wasn't that good. They wanted to sort of be like anime, but it was like, except they didn't hire anime artists. They just sort of tried to make it like an American made anime movie, and it was bad. It was bad. If you have a chance, it might be on YouTube. Try to track down the Gen 13 animated movie. You'll be entertained if nothing else. If you like bad cartoons, it's pretty bad. That and the Wildcats cartoon. They made a Wildcats like Saturday morning cartoon. It was bad. It was, oh man, wow. On the other hand, they made a animated what was the name of that cartoon, that comic book by Mark Schultz? The normie name was Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. The Xenozoic Tales. They made an animated TV series called Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, based on Xenozoic Tales by Mark Schultz. That was that was a surprisingly good cartoon. It, I think it was the late '80s, I believe. It's not only fairly well written, it's well animated. Check that out if you have a chance, everybody. There's only two people watching, but you two people who are still watching this live stream, check out Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. That cartoon, it's pretty good. And in general, check out Mark Schultz's Xenozoic Tales. I mean, it's also, I mean, that's probably 40 years old now, but it's really well drawn, especially the later issues. I mean, I think he only did like 13 issues of it, but they were, they're spaced out because he works so slowly. But the later issues, like, beautifully drawn. And if you have a chance, check out Mark Schultz's just some of his books in general. Um, Fantastic illustrator, phenomenal illustrator. If you like Frank Frazetta, if you like just like this classic illustrators from like pulp illustrators from the 30s, 40s, 50s. I mean, Mark Schultz is an amazing artist. I wish I drew a lot more like him. Crash Crosby remembers Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Cool. I heard the Savage Dragon cartoon was quite awful too. It probably was. I mean, all those image sort of all those cartoons and kind of movies and stuff based on image characters were bad. I think because Image itself was a very superficial company. When I say it's superficial, I mean that at least initially, all the books were based completely on visuals. The writing was more or less garbage. Wildcats was okay, was pretty good from the beginning, the writing, but Spawn, terrible writing. Youngblood, terrible writing. I mean, they were so heavily focused on the art, and they're in a sense they were right because they figured people would buy it anyway just because it looked good or looked cool, and they were right. People bought the books, but the writing just wasn't there, and that carried over to all the sort of products that were based on Image, like the cartoons. The cartoons were just terrible. And except they didn't have the benefit of having the cool art that went with the comic books. At least the comic books had great art, or cool art. Um, the cartoons had neither. Neither had great art or cool art or good writing. So, ugh, yeah, it was bad. Whereas Cadillacs and Dinosaurs was based on a really good comic book that had really good writing and really good art. So they had something to base their cartoon on. I think that's why it ended up being a good cartoon because it was based on a good on good source material. I always thought that Tom Strong would have made a cool cartoon, a good cartoon, but they never did anything with that in terms of animating it. Today is what? Wednesday. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Tom Strong was dead property once it was abandoned by Alan Moore when DC bought Wildstorm. Yeah, but I mean, they still had all those Alan Moore stories that he wrote for Tom Strong. So just animate them. Just make those into a TV series. You know, and then I mean, they still use Tom Strong even after Alan Moore left. I know they did that crossover with Mr. Terrific and the Terrifics with Tom Strong. Um, it's interesting, but I mean, the Alan Moore. I mean, I think I have all of the Alan Moore books, and it's at least 50 issues. I think it's a lot of issues. So I love that book. I mean, it's obviously a knockoff of Doc Savage, and I love Doc Savage, so that's why I was sort of primed to love Tom Strong. I always wish they'd done a Doc Savage TV series. I mean, animated show as well, like they did with Batman and Superman, Justice League, but they never did. It would have been great. Of course, it would have to be set in the 1930s. Doc Savage is not a character that should be updated for modern audiences. That would be garbage. But I would love a 1930s Doc Savage show. There were talks of The Rock playing Doc Savage. Yeah, I'm glad that didn't work out. The Rock is not Doc. I can't. I will not be able to buy The Rock as a brain surgeon and the greatest scientist on Earth. I'm sorry. Not only that, but The Rock has a terrible record when it comes to his own movies. The Rock is Rock's movies do well when when he's when he is not the main actor. He does best in ensemble movies or in movies where there's someone else sharing the lead with him. By himself, he does really bad in terms of box office. I'm trying to think of the what movies has he done that did well at the box office. Walking Tall was mediocre. It didn't do well at the box office. It was like it's an okay film. It didn't make a ton of money. Um, I'm trying to think of any movie starring The Rock where The Rock was the only star or the main star that did well at the box office. I can't think of any. Um, yeah, if you guys can think of any, let me know. I mean, the movies that he does well in are movies like Jumanji or what's that other one he did with Kevin Hart where he plays like a CIA agent, but again he's sharing the lead with someone else. By himself, The Rock is not a major draw. Black Adam, that didn't do that hot at the box office. I mean, it was a decent movie. I mean, I enjoyed it. It went on about a half hour too long, but it was an okay movie. Um, but it didn't it didn't make a ton of money. It didn't make a lot of money. Yeah, it's just the Rock by himself is not a big draw at the box office. There has to be other big name actors in it to draw people in. I mean, Hercules, it didn't make any money. Mighty Joe Young. What's the one with the monkey? It wasn't Mighty Joe Young. It was called Ravage. Was that it? That didn't make a lot of money. Rampage. Thank you, Rampage. Thank you. Yeah, okay. I thought it was based on Mighty Joe Young. But regardless, yeah, The Rock was a bad pick. Would be a bad pick to play Doc Savage. They should get what's his name, Alan Richardson, to play Doc Savage. He's in the Reacher series on Amazon Prime. He'd be good as Doc Savage, or Chris Hemsworth would be good as Doc Savage. He would have to bronze up. I mean, he's already pretty bronze. I mean, it's just. I mean, that's what makeup's for. It's not that. It's not that hard. I thought San Andreas was pretty good. Yeah, it was fine, but San Andreas was basically was a straight to video movie that they put on the big screen. It didn't do well at the box office. It's just they're just his movies are in terms of quality, they're straight to video quality. The Rock. Keep losing connection to. Oh, you're talking about your internet? Yeah. Sorry about that. Don't worry, I'm not saying anything that important anyway. I'm just babbling. It's also my drawing show up. That's all. That's all that's important. I hope some more good IPs go public domain and some people make something amazing. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen, most of these once these IPs go public domain, all people do is make cheap horror movies out of them, like Popeye and Winnie the Pooh and you know Mickey Mouse. I don't see any great art being made from these IPs going going public. It's just like people taking this opportunity to say, "All right, let's completely screw with these, let's screw with these properties, do all the weird stuff we've been wanting to do for years with them, turn Winnie the Pooh into a serial killer. That'll be great." I prefer newer IPs than digging up corporate trash, says it probably. Sorry, excuse me. Pro says IPs have built-in audience. That is true, but also you risk ticking off those audiences if you screw with the property too much. Look at Star Wars and Star Trek and Doctor Who. That's why Disney used fairy tales. Yep, it's true. But fairy tales. I mean, you had a lot more leeway to sort of muck around with fairy tales than you do with commercial properties like Star Wars and such. Okay, I think that is it for Doc Phoenix. I think that's it. I'll sign the back, and then I will clean up the artwork. There it is. Wait, where's new number 5? There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I got 3 done during the live stream. Got oops, upside down, upside down. There you go. Got Nightcrawler. Got Beast. I got Dark Phoenix. So that's pretty good. I still got these 3 to ink up, and I will probably work on these during tomorrow's live stream on WhatNot. So if you aren't already doing so, please make sure to follow me on WhatNot. The link is in the top of the chat, pinned. Follow me on WhatNot, and it's also in the description of this live stream. So you got Cyclops, Colossus, and Magic. And I'll probably be drawing some more things as well tomorrow on WhatNot at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join me then. I'll be back. And then I will also be streaming on WhatNot on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to check me out there as well. I'm not sure. I may or may not stream here on YouTube on Friday. We'll see. But again, follow me on WhatNot. You'll see me there, and I'll be back here. Very soon. Just not sure when. So might be Friday. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And Proby and Grant and Alpha Proto, thank you very much for hanging out with me. See, people come in right when I'm about to leave. So, so new people who just walked in, follow me on WhatNot. I'll be there tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be drawing some more stuff and hopefully selling some more art. So come join me, just hang out. Same as here. The exact same thing is here, except I'll be making money, hopefully. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's see. Is anyone trying to commission you to draw something risque? Ask him probably. Yes, actually, that's another thing on WhatNot. There is a lot more sort of risque, not safe for work artwork on WhatNot than is allowed on YouTube. And to me, I don't necessarily like that because I don't do that sort of stuff. So a lot of people have asked me if I draw sort of not safe for work and risque stuff, and I have to tell them it's like, nope, sorry, I don't. But I'll draw other stuff, that they want me to draw Dark Phoenix naked. I don't do that, but I will draw Dark Phoenix. So and they're fine with it, Um, but you'll find a lot of artists who will do that stuff. So WhatNot has pretty much anything you want in terms of art. So yeah, they have asked me to do that, and I just say I don't do it. So which is fine. Hey, and probably you have a great day as well, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow on WhatNot. Okay, you guys take care, stay out of trouble, and I'll see you soon. Okay, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great night. Bye.